important game for them with now. Dangerous times for Bill Belichick. He has not been on the hot seat like this in 20 years. So amazing to see what happens tonight. This is going to be one that will define careers. Either Cliff Kingsbury will be out with the Arizona Cardinals, I think, at the end of the year, or maybe, believe it or not, Bill Belichick could be on the hot seat. So a lot on the line tonight on Monday Night Football. Should be a really interesting game. What are the chances Connor outscores Stevenson by 7? I don't like it. The Patriots are a good run defense. I think there's a greater chance Kyler Murray actually gets yards on the ground. But I think when James Conner's in, unless he's getting a touchdown, it's going to be really tough for him to get, I think, yards between the 20s. That said, Stevenson really is the Patriots offense right now. With Jacoby Myers out, that just puts more pressure on Stevenson. Obviously, no Damian Harris. So not necessarily a matchup that I'd like. You dare me to say jolly good show? There you go. 49ers need the Cardinals to lose, but still hate. Yeah, the 49ers right now, I actually think are in a really good position, other than the fact that they're playing on the road on Thursday Night Football this upcoming week against the Seahawks. But I like what I'm seeing, especially now that we're hearing Deebo Samuel will be healthy enough to return. Nothing broken, just a sprain. So very fortunate if you're a 49ers fan. You need 13 from Hopkins to make the playoffs. Well, hope it happens tonight. I have one of my favorite prop bets of the night, if we could throw it up on YouTube, is over total receiving yards for DeAndre Hopkins. He has been consistently hitting over 75.5, which is what I have it going off at. He's hit 87, 91, 98 yards in his last 3 games. So DeAndre Hopkins over total receiving yards feels like a good play tonight. You might get to 13 simply because you're hitting that total receiving yards plus a touchdown. I could absolutely see that happening tonight. Our wide receivers this year. We've seen it multiple times. Tyreek Hill, Stephon Diggs, Justin Jefferson. They don't have J.C. Jackson anymore to cover that wide receiver 1 to ultimately shut down someone like DeAndre Hopkins. So I don't like Hollywood Brown nearly as much. I think the Patriots do a better job covering the secondary wide receiver than they do the number 1 wide receiver. And given that Kyler throws so frequently to DeAndre Hopkins, he's being targeted 6, 12, 14, 13, 14 times. You can expect him to get a lot of action tonight. So just breaking down the Monday Night Football game between the Patriots and the Cardinals. Right now, where I see it, the Patriots are a 2.5-point favorite. I like buying the 1.5 and getting the Cardinals +4. I do think the Patriots are going to win this game. I like the Patriots on the money line, but I like the Cardinals to cover at home. I think they are going to be tougher for the Patriots to defend than you would think, because I think Kyler Murray, coming off of a bye week, getting that hamstring right, I think it's definitely going to play a factor. Do I think Tom Brady should retire? Is he finally showing? I thought he should have retired or stay retired last year. I thought it was the right time to retire. So, Cardinals versus Patriots. That's right. We're doing a pregame show for Monday Night Football. Cardinals hosting the Patriots. Big game for both teams. I think especially for their head coaches. Cliff Kingsbury on the hot seat. They have some history too. Bill Belichick drafted, I believe he drafted Cliff Kingsbury. He was a quarterback backing Tom Brady as like a third-string quarterback in the early 2000s. Amazing Tom Brady is still in the NFL, and players that were drafted after him are coaches, head coaches in the league. So do I think the Cardinals win tonight? I don't think they will. I like the Patriots on the money line. Part of the reason that I do is, frankly, the difference in head coaching. I think Bill Belichick will outsmart and outprepare and out-control this game. I think Matt Patricia, of all people in the entire building in Arizona, is going to need to have a great night. I think he needs to call a really consistent game. Expect Ramondre Stevenson to be used both in the running game and in the passing game. And I think Hunter Henry could have a good game as well. The Arizona Cardinals are one of the worst defenses in the NFL against tight ends. So I could see Hunter Henry having a good game, especially because Mac Jones needs to find a reliable receiver, especially in the middle of the field, to attack this defense. Appreciate everyone joining us. Feel free to put your comments in the chat below, just answering some questions, getting your takes on NFL Week 14, as well as the Monday Night Football game between the Patriots and Cardinals. Love to know what you think We'll do a poll once we get up to 1,000 likes. We'll do a poll, so hit those hit the like button, and then we'll do a poll at 1,000 likes. But for now, we're just doing an early conversation just about what we expect from this game. Do I think Kyler Murray will score a touchdown? I actually do like that one. It's not one I'm actually putting any money on, but that's one I may consider is Kyler Murray anytime touchdown. That is one to consider because I like him in a situation inside the 5-yard line where they, fake to James Conner and then he rolls out on a bootleg. And I could see that absolutely happening. I could also see the Patriots doing well enough to kind of cover in the red zone and Kyler just takes off. So that might be a nice play. You need 35 from Kyler and Connor. Please give me good news. The only way I could see that happening is in the scenario I just described, which is Kyler gets a lot of yards between the 20s with DeAndre Hopkins and with Hollywood Brown, and then you have him running in for a touchdown. Maybe James Conner gets another touchdown. I think it's going to be tougher for James Conner, but I could see Kyler having a good game, actually. Kyler to throw over 1.5 passing touchdowns. I think there's an outside chance of it. I don't like it nearly as much as I would if Zach Ertz were playing, healthy and playing. Will Folk get 11 points? That's an interesting one. I thought about that. I usually don't play kickers, but I actually think he may be used quite frequently tonight because if Bill Belichick is in any kind of situation to get points, I think they're going to have to. So, yeah, I could actually see – I lean towards 9. I'm not as crazy about 11. That said, you could get there with a touchdown and extra points, so I could see it. Projections on Stevenson points, I'd put him in the – I could see him getting 15 points, 15, 16 points. Stevenson over under 17. I think that would just require him getting more involved in the passing game. I think it's possible, but might be a little tough. I like him in receptions. I don't know if I like him necessarily in yards. I think that may be where Mac Jones checks it down, but I feel like Budda Baker and other members of this Cardinals defense, they attack the line of scrimmage well. Where I feel like you can beat them is deep. So not necessarily advantageous on Ramondre Stevenson. 17, that would be on the high end for me. Appreciate all of you joining us, just doing a pregame show before Monday Night Football between the New England Patriots and the Cardinals. Would love to know your take. Mac Jones or Kyler Murray? I would prefer Kyler Murray tonight just slightly. I know Mac Jones should have a good game. He's played better on the road. But I think not having Jacoby Myers will play a factor. I think they're going to rely on Ramondre Stevenson in the run game. But that said, I could see Mac Jones playing well between the 20s. They're just not doing enough in the red zone for me to rely on them. Where Kyler Murray can throw it up to DeAndre Hopkins at any time and get a touchdown or get a big play. One of the reasons that I lean towards Kyler Murray. Should you trade James Conner for Dalvin Cook? Yes, I would. Especially because you see where the Arizona Cardinals team is going. They're just getting towards the end of the year. James Conner, how often is he going to be used? How much do they want to wear down his tires in a situation where they're not making the playoffs? So for a number of reasons, I think Dalvin Cook, trading for him if you could right now, late in the season to be making that trade, but if possible. You need D-Hop less than 20. I think there's a good chance of it as long as they keep him out of the end zone. I think Bill Belichick's going to play this one of two ways. I'll give you D-Hop between the 20s, but I'll shut him down in the red zone, or it's going to go the other way. He's going to have him covered over the top, but in the red zone, where you can't get that safety over the top. You're really getting one-on-one situations with the corner. So I feel like that's the hope you have is he'll get yards, but he won't get the touchdown or vice versa. Once we get up to 1,000 likes, I'll do a poll question around this game, so hit that like button. As for now, we're just talking about this game. One of my favorite prop bets of the night is over 75.5 receiving yards for DeAndre Hopkins. I do think that the Patriots have struggled this year to cover the number one wide receiver of opposing teams. Kyler Murray finds DeAndre Hopkins so frequently, so I think there's a good opportunity for that. Need a Monday night miracle with D-Hop, Hollywood, Arizona defense. Well, I'm rooting for you. It's the Arizona defense that I think may let you down. But D-Hop and Hollywood, I could see them getting you a good number of points. Tight end Hunter Henry plus 10 points tonight. I actually think there's a good chance of that. So I'm not necessarily recommending this. This is just something I did for my own fun. I kind of covered Hunter Henry on a number of bets simply because I thought he was a good waiver wire play in fantasy this week. I thought he was a good pickup. Hunter Henry in the NFL against tight ends in the Cardinals. And with no Jacoby Myers, I feel like Mac Jones is going to go to the classic quarterback safety valve, which is the tight end. So my expectation is he's going to find Hunter Henry multiple, a number of times. I'm taking him on over receptions 3.5. So I got that. Even though the trends don't necessarily suggest that's a good play, I just went with it. I also took Hunter Henry, I believe it's over 30.5 total receiving yards, and then I topped it with Hunter Henry anytime touchdown. So I'm kind of playing Hunter Henry throughout. I'm not recommending that. It's just one I did. Okay, so you guys are obviously awesome, and we already hit over 1,000 likes. Just amazing. Let's hit up a poll real quick. We'll do one that's real easy. Who wins this game tonight? We'll do smiley face, New England Patriots who are on the road, crying face, Arizona Cardinals. So here's your quick poll for Monday Night Football. The first one we'll do. Smiley face, New England Patriots win, crying face, Arizona Cardinals. Let's see what you guys think. Who's going to win this game tonight? Smiley face, New England Patriots, crying face, Arizona Cardinals. Let me know who you think is going to win this game. Right now, the Patriots are a 2.5-point favorite, but we're not talking about the spread. Just simply on the money line, who do you think wins this game? Smiley face, New England Patriots, crying face, Arizona Cardinals. Getting a quick poll in, curious to know what everyone thinks out there. So appreciate your support, and Fumble Sports, a new sports content company, we're seeing just what the people out there think of this Monday Night Football matchup between the Patriots and Cardinals. Smiley face, New England Patriots win. Crying face, Arizona Cardinals win. What does everyone think? Mac Jones versus Kyler Murray. Smiley face, New England Patriots win. Crying face, Arizona Cardinals. What does everyone think? And Patriots, just barely. Okay, then you're kind of leaning with me. I've got Patriots on the money line, but I do have the Arizona Cardinals covering. I really like that this spread has swelled a little bit to 2.5. I'm going to buy the 1.5. I'm going to get Arizona Cardinals +4. I really like that play because I feel like this is a field goal game. I wouldn't be surprised if this came down to a Nick Folk kick at the end or a late drive of some kind, like I'm saying, putting Nick Folk in a position to win it. So really happy about this spread swelling. That said, over under set at 43.5. I bet the under just because the primetime games have been leaning towards the under throughout the year, but I'm not real confident on that. I wouldn't necessarily give that out as a recommendation. I just share it with you because, it's a pregame show. Why not? Who wins, Steelers or Panthers? So I have started looking already a little bit at next week's matchups. Happy to talk about those, but we do have a show tomorrow night. You can check us out on TikTok Live. Tomorrow night we'll probably be on around 8:30 Eastern, and I'll give you all my picks for tomorrow night. But we are already doing our research and getting ready for NFL Week 15. Crazy to think we're already entering the final month of the season, so really excited about it. Appreciate all of you guys joining us. Every time we hit another 1,000 likes, we'll do another poll. So once we hit 2,000 likes, we'll do another poll if you guys like doing that. But we're certainly talking about this game. One of my favorite player props that I've already been mentioning is DeAndre Hopkins and his total receiving yards. Really like that one. DeAndre Hopkins has just been a consistent, star, but I like him over 75.5 total receiving yards. I'm getting that at -115. I feel like that's a really good play for tonight. Patriots have simply struggled to stop star wide receivers this year. Justin Jefferson, Stephon Diggs, Tyreek Hill, really been exposed in the secondary. As they tried to move Jonathan Jones out to that number one corner position, hasn't really worked out. Substitute Debo for either Pierce or Burks. Well, Dameon Pierce is going to be playing the Kansas City Chiefs this upcoming week. We saw just how, the defense of the Chiefs can be exposed by a good running game. So Dameon Pierce is probably the one I would lean with. early on. The Dolphins haven't been consistent, but I think that speaks to their offensive line injuries. I'm not as worried about the Miami Dolphins as I would be if it were Tyreek Hill and Waddle feuding, if there was drama, if Tua and Tyreek were feuding. I actually think these are injuries that can correct themselves. I know they're going to be traveling, obviously, come playoff time, and that will impact things because I don't trust the Miami Dolphins in weather. But I'm not as concerned about them as some people may be. I thought last night the Chargers just had a great game. Herbert had a great game. But the offensive line injuries are definitely showing themselves. Should you drop Brandon Cooks? Absolutely. I think Brandon Cooks was worth dropping weeks ago. He might have been good for a couple early weeks, but I think that was kind of just a mirage of production, but he's not really that good. Appreciate all of you joining us for this Monday Night Football pregame show. If you guys want to talk about other things about Week 14 or what's coming up in Week 15, happy to throw it in the chat. Also, happy to answer fantasy football questions. If you guys want to get ready for NFL Week 15, once we hit 2,000 likes, we'll do another poll. So hit that like button, and of course, follow, subscribe at Fumble Sports on TikTok and on YouTube. Mac Jones is back. Mac Jones is back, and I expect him to play well tonight. He's played better on the road than he has in front of the New England Patriots fans, so I expect Mac Jones to have a better game. Mark Andrews, Montgomery, and Gabe Davis for Hockenson and Mike Williams. I don't want to give up on Gabe Davis. It's the only reason I'm not crazy about that deal, but other than that, I really like it because I think Hockenson will become a very valuable piece within that Vikings offense for those who need a solid tight end down the end, home stretch of the season in the fantasy playoffs. And I love Mike Williams when he's healthy. You saw last night, he wasn't even 100%, and he still dominated in fantasy. How well does Kyler Murray do tonight? I could see one passing touchdown, one rushing touchdown, and a lot of yards between the 20s. So a good night, but I actually see the New England Patriots winning this game, but I do like the Arizona Cardinals covering +4 after I buy the 1.5. Thoughts about Connor tonight? Not crazy about it. The New England Patriots are a good defense against the run. They haven't been as good in the last couple of weeks, but I think they are more exposed against running quarterbacks than they are against traditional running backs. I think this is a defense that really identifies when it's a run play well, but when the quarterback is going back in a pass like a Josh Allen, Kyler Murray being a perfect example, I think that's where they get exposed. Sorry, dog, about not getting that question sooner. Up 28, an opponent has Stevenson and Connor. Ooh, you're going to be sweating it because I feel like that 28, I could see Stevenson and Connor going for about between 26 and 30. So you're sitting right at a spot where I'd actually set the over-under. If Kingsbury loses tonight, do you think he will be fired this season? I don't think he's going to be fired mid-season. And one of the reasons I say that actually, as crazy as this sounds, and it may seem like it's coming out of left field, the Arizona Cardinals are on HBO's in-season Hard Knocks. And I don't think their ownership or their front office wants to give additional drama. So I actually think they'll wait until Black Monday when most head coaches that get fired. I don't think they'll do it in season. There's no reason to do it right now. But do I think Cliff Kingsbury is coaching his final month of the year of his NFL career? Yes. Because I don't think he's going to come back. I think he's going to go to college. I think there's going to be some college program that's going to get a really talented head coach. It may not even be this year. He may go to TV for a year and then go back into college at some great program, but I do think he's going to get fired at the end of the year. Do you like the Patriots +4 over 37? So if you're getting Patriots +4, I absolutely love that. Right now, I mean, I think they're gonna win this game. I think it's Patriots -3 in my mind is the right line. So the over 37, I do kind of get caught between that. I like the under for this game, which right now is set at 43.5. I like the over there because it's probably going to be around 40 points. I could see this being a 21-18 kind of game, or now I'm starting to wonder if I like my over-under as much as I do before, but I think I like your over 37. Murray, 13 points tonight? Absolutely. Should I pick up DJ Chark? Yes, absolutely. You got to pick up this Lions offense. I'm not crazy about the Lions this week against the Jets, But that said, I do like the Lions moving forward. Would you sign Tom Brady to your team next year? No, I wouldn't. No, I wouldn't. I think it's the only reason I would sign Tom Brady to my team next year would be to sell merch. Like if you're a team that wants to make a financial windfall on one season, a lot of teams do this. They bring in an Albert Pujols to the St. Louis Cardinals for a year, and it sells a lot of jerseys, and it gets a lot of people going to games, and it sells concessions, and it's a marketing play. So if you're in that position, yes. Kyler Murray to throw one or more touchdowns, not half. Yeah, so Kyler Murray over half a touchdown. I like that. Kyler Murray, I think, is going to throw at least one touchdown tonight. What do I think about the 49ers and Buccaneers game? I think it just spoke to Tom Brady is at that breaking point in his career where he's not good enough. And the team around him, they don't have some kind of Jedi mind connection. You're seeing Mike Evans and Tom Brady are not on the same page frequently, whether it's drops or missed passes or missed opportunities. You're just seeing this team isn't on the same page. So for me, it speaks to the Bucs being where they are. They have offensive line issues. We knew they were going to get destroyed by a great defensive front of the San Francisco 49ers. But it also speaks to a system. A system doesn't necessarily need a quarterback. And what's funny is if Tom Brady in the early 2000s had been replaced by Brock Purdy, we never would have heard about Tom Brady. Just like Brock Purdy replacing Jimmy Garoppolo, Brock Purdy could go on to win a Super Bowl this year. He could have the Tom Brady experience where he comes in because of an injury, joins a great team with amazing wide receivers that are talented, that has a great head coach, that has an unbelievable defense, and he could absolutely lead them to a Super Bowl. That's absolutely within the realm of possibility. But I think at this point, Tom Brady is, I thought it spoke more to the Buccaneers and where their lapses are. What impressed me about Brock Purdy right now is I actually haven't heard his voice too often. I haven't heard from him too often. Like, you hear a lot of quarterbacks, they have a big win, and all of a sudden it's, Minshew mania, or it's Fitzpatrick, Fitzmagic. And, like, Purdy, I've seen his dad more frequently than I've seen him. And I love that. I don't really see this guy. This guy clearly is just going about his business. Because I really don't want to know about Brock Purdy. I don't need to know about his dating life. I don't need to hear about, like, what he feels about things. Just go out and ball, dude. Just go do your job. Everything will take care of itself. So if you checked out our content at Fumble Sports, I hated on Danny Dimes a little bit. A lot of New York Giant defenders came at me and were like, no, Danny Dimes is the man. It's not his fault. Other injuries to the offensive line. He has no wide receivers. I did not know Daniel Dimes had so many defenders. Anyways, we are doing a pregame show for Monday Night Football. So definitely hit us up if you've got questions around Monday Night Football, prop bets to play, fantasy plays to make, or if you're looking towards NFL Week 15 for Monday night for fantasy plays, we can absolutely help you out there. So, and once we hit 2,000 likes, we will do another poll around Monday Night Football. So you think replacing Danny Dimes would make your team worse? I'm curious to know why Giant fans want to defend Daniel Dimes so much, only because he's in the last year of his contract. If you guys had extended him to a 5th year, I'd feel differently. But right now, the Daniel Jones, love, you guys, are you really going to feel that way this offseason when you have to pay him? Because, you don't want to pay him Lamar Jackson franchise tag money. You don't want to do that. All right, we just hit another 2,000. Appreciate all you guys joining us and being so supportive. So let's hit another poll. Quick poll. Okay, we asked who was going to win. Now we'll do the harder one. Let's do the over-under. Let's do the total. So I've got it at 43.5 right now. So smiley face over 43.5. Crying face under 43.5. Quick poll for Monday Night Football between the New England Patriots and the Arizona Cardinals. Smiley face over 43.5 points scored. Crying face under 43.5. Quick poll. Let's see what people think. Monday Night Football pregame show between the New England Patriots and the Arizona Cardinals. Doing a quick poll. What do you guys think out there? The total is 43.5 points. Smiley face, more points scored, over 43.5. Crying face, under 43.5. Curious to know what you guys think out there. Doing a quick poll around the total for tonight's Monday Night Football game. Smiley face, over 43.5 points scored. Crying face, under 43.5 points scored. Just a quick poll. So we're doing a pregame show for another hour and a half. Smiley face, more than 43.5 points scored tonight. Crying face, under 43.5 points scored. What do you guys think? Smiley face, over 43.5 points scored tonight. Crying face, under 43.5 points scored. Appreciate all you guys joining us. Definitely give us a follow at Fumble Sports on TikTok, Instagram, and YouTube. This should be an interesting game tonight. There's a lot on the line. Obviously, the New England Patriots still have a chance at the playoffs, but there are also jobs on the line. I don't think Bill Belichick has been on the hot seat like this in 20 years. Matt Patricia is absolutely coaching for his NFL reputation. At this point, I wouldn't be surprised if he, got let go at the end of the year and went down to Alabama and worked with Nick Saban for a year or two to try to, get some of the stank off of him. But right now, the New England Patriots are in a place they haven't been in since at least 2002, if not 2000, or even before that with Pete Carroll. By the way, crazy side note, Robert Kraft and his ownership of the New England Patriots has had 3 head coaches: Bill Parcells, Pete Carroll, and Bill Belichick. All 3 of those guys will probably end up in the Pro Football Hall of Fame. They're in some kind of Hall of Fame because I think Pete Carroll is in the College Football Hall of Fame, if I'm not mistaken, unless the USC scandals got in the way of that. But usually it's just players who suffer, right? Bill Parcells, I don't think he gets enough credit right now in what the NFL is, because you see a lot of the Bill Parcells imprint on today's NFL game. I'm not talking necessarily about the coaches, but what the game has become. Yeah, Pete Carroll is in the College Football Hall of Fame. So just think about that. Robert Kraft and the New England Patriots have had 3 head coaches in the Robert Kraft tenure: Parcells, Carroll, and Belichick. Just incredible to think. And it speaks to, whatever you think of Robert Kraft off the field or him, and if you're a Patriots hater, but he has identified how to pick leadership that has obviously been very successful. But you go back, we haven't, talked about the Patriots like this since Pete Carroll, and the old quote before that with Bill Parcells that he didn't think Robert Kraft let him pick the groceries. Thoughts on the Cowboys signing T.Y. Hilton? A couple thoughts on that. First, it tells me they're not signing Odell Beckham Jr. That's not happening. And it tells me no one's going to sign OBJ, that they don't think he's healthy enough to play right now. So my expectation is OBJ will not play this season, and that he'll be signed in the offseason, and he'll go through a training camp like everybody else. That said, I actually like them picking up T.Y. Hilton because it's just one more weapon down the stretch. You don't know when you're going to need him. To me, it's like in baseball, you pick up the guy who can steal a bag in the playoffs. You don't know when you may need it, but it's always useful to have that one guy, or if it's a pinch hitter off the bench who can hit a home run. T.Y. Hilton is kind of that. He's that one piece you may need in the playoffs. So, will Dallas lose the next 3 of their 4 games? I don't think so. I think they're going to do better than that. But that said, I was disappointed in the Cowboys yesterday. And what I was disappointed in, I didn't think they were prepared. I actually was impressed by the late game drive. A lot of Cowboy fans are coming at me saying I'm a hater. But I actually thought they played well in the final few minutes of the game, but they weren't prepared for that game. They treated it like the Texans were going to roll over. That was the Texans' Super Bowl. They were playing against the Cowboys. There is an in-state rivalry. The Houston fans don't like Cowboy fans from the Texans fans that I've had the privilege of meeting. And so I expected the Texans to come out physical and to play well. And the Cowboys just kind of played that game like they were sleepwalking. And I put that blame on Mike McCarthy. A lot of Cowboys fans defended him. I was kind of surprised by that. But I think the Cowboys will bounce back. I don't think that'll last. I think it was a trap game, and they fell right into the trap, and they almost got stuck there. What is the reason Deontay Foreman has underperformed? I think he's performed pretty well. I mean, did he have a terrible game yesterday? Tell me how many points he had yesterday. Do I think the Patriots will throw the ball down the field? I think they'll have to, but not too many times. I think they'll have to, but I really see them only completing, 4 or 5 passes downfield. I don't see it being, 10 or to a dozen. I do see Hunter Henry having a good game. I think they will target the middle of the field there, so I could see that being a place where they actually get a lot of their deeper passes, but that's like 20, 25 yards. Appreciate all you guys joining us. Once we hit 3,000 likes, we'll do another quick poll around tonight's game. So definitely hit that like button. And of course, follow us at Fumble Sports on TikTok, Instagram, and YouTube. I'm getting told we've got line movement in this game too. Patriots -2, over under 44. So a lot of people liking that over and just driving that price down on the Patriots because clearly they like the late money coming down on the Arizona Cardinals. So it makes me feel better about getting the Cardinals at +4. Do I think Hurts is the MVP? Well, first of all, you can check out my rant about who I think the MVP should be on our channel at Fumble Sports on TikTok and YouTube. But I will say this. I thought that Patrick Mahomes' performance yesterday definitely hurt his chances of winning the MVP. I think Hurts has made statements, not just in his performance through the air, but on the ground. He's consistently scoring a touchdown a game. We cashed on that as a player prop bet tonight. I think Josh Allen's going to be in the conversation till the very end, but Hurts, I feel like he's kind of in the Heisman race just like he was in college, in which he's going up against bigger names, but really if you look at the quality of play, he should be the guy. Who plays tonight? The New England Patriots are playing the Arizona Cardinals. Should be a really good game. Two teams that really need a win, one more than the other. That's the New England Patriots. They are desperate for a win tonight. I'll hand out some gambling trends for you for those who are interested. The Patriots are 3-1-1 against the spread in their last 5 road games. The Cardinals are 3-9 against the spread in their last 12 home games. Patriots 4-1 against the spread in their last 5 meetings against the Arizona Cardinals. And that does include a game without Tom Brady. If you remember, Jimmy Garoppolo took the helm of the New England Patriots when they went down to Arizona when Brady was suspended for the Deflategate incident, whatever that was. A couple gambling notes that I really want to call out. The under is 4-1 in the last 5 meetings between the two teams, and the under is 4-1 in the Patriots' last 5 games overall. But the over is 4-0 in the Cardinals' last 4 home games. I went with the under on this one because I do think there's going to be some interceptions in the red zone. I really don't like the Patriots in the red zone right now. It's one of the reasons I went that way. But some gambling trends for you for all who are interested. Once we get to 3,000 likes, we'll do another quick poll around this game. So hit that like button. Yeah, I agree with you. I think it's going to be hard to contain Murray and D-Hop because we've seen from the New England Patriots defense, this team isn't good enough at containing a mobile quarterback. They get outside the pocket and either take advantage on the ground or it just extends plays, and then a star wide receiver like a Diggs, a Jefferson, they're able to get open. The Patriots don't have the shutdown corner that they've traditionally had. When you think of the Belichick era, there has almost always been a shutdown corner. Ty Law, Asante Samuel, Aqib Talib, Darrelle Revis, J.C. Jackson. I'm sure I'm missing some, by the way. But they don't have one this year, and they're asking too much of guys who are really, let's be honest, secondary or tertiary options at the cornerback position. By the way, any opportunity I get to say tertiary is a great day. Yeah, I forgot Stephon Gilmore, by the way, a defensive player of the year. So it just speaks to how well the Patriots have done at getting a number 1 corner. They don't have one right now. And what's disappointing to me is the one that they probably are jealous that they don't have is Sauce Gardner, who's in their division. So you guys are just the best. We have the best audience at Fumble Sports. Just hit another 3,000 likes. So we're going to do another quick poll, and we'll throw it up around one of my favorite player prop bets of the night. This goes to the running game / passing game of the New England Patriots. So Ramondre Stevenson right now, his player prop bet is for over under 4.5 total receptions tonight. I'm curious to know what you guys think. Does Ramondre Stevenson get over 4.5 total receptions? Smiley face over 4. He gets 5 receptions under. Let me do this again. Smiley face, 5 receptions. Crying face, 4 receptions. Okay? So smiley face, 5 receptions for Ramondre Stevenson. Crying face, 4 receptions for Ramondre Stevenson. Here's our quick poll. How many catches will Ramondre Stevenson have? Smiley face, 5 or more. Crying face, 4 or less. Just doing a quick poll around this Monday Night Football game. Ramondre Stevenson, smiley face, 5 catches or more. Crying face, 4 catches or less. Let us know what you think. A quick poll around Monday Night Football tonight. Ramondre Stevenson, over 5 receptions, smiley face, 4 receptions or less, crying face. Let us know what you guys think. Quick poll. Smiley face, 5 catches for Stevenson, crying face, 4 or less. Appreciate all you guys joining us for this Monday Night Football game. Poll about to end. Smiley face, 5 catches or more for Stevenson. Crying face, 4 catches or less. And you guys are like me and like the public. Vegas giving us not great odds on this one. Ramondre Stevenson, I like over 4.5 catches. You're getting that at minus 165. One of the reasons I like that, great trend. Over his last 3 games, he has 6, 9, and 6 catches. And he's being targeted 6, 10, 8 times. He's usually targeted around 7 times a game. So I feel like he's a good player prop bet tonight. So Zach, my 2 favorite player prop bets of the night. We just gave away one, Ramondre Stevenson, over 4.5 receptions. I like that, though you're not getting that at great odds, minus 165. The other one I like, and this goes to a lot of fantasy owners out there, I'm sure they're happy to hear this. I like DeAndre Hopkins, over 75.5 receiving yards. You're getting that at minus 115. The reason I like that, DeAndre Hopkins, since he's been back, is averaging just around 100 yards a game. And in his last 3 games, he has 98, 91, and 87 receiving yards. I think the Patriots of the past may have been able to cover DeAndre Hopkins, but the current Patriots, they're not good enough against the great wide receivers that they face. So I think this is a big opportunity to get that player prop as well. Appreciate all you guys joining us at Fumble Sports on TikTok, Instagram, and YouTube, and at Sports Fumble on Twitter. When we hit 4,000 likes, we'll do another quick poll. I know how much you guys enjoyed that. If you've got fantasy questions about Week 15, we're happy to do that. But also, if you guys want to rant about Week 14, very much up for that. Hit us up. Love to know your take on what went down. What's your take about Deshaun Watson? Is he a must-start in fantasy? He's certainly not a must-start. I think he's week to week. I think you need to know the matchup. I do expect him to play better week by week. Just think he's going through his September. So we kind of saw the best from quarterbacks in the NFL this year in early October. You might see the same from him. You might want him for a playoff run in your fantasy league, but he's a week-to-week play. Does Hopkins score more than 10 points tonight? Only if he gets a touchdown. To me, I could see him getting 90 receiving yards, but to get you over the top, you may need to get that touchdown, which I think he could get. So, Ramondre Stevenson, under 90 rushing yards. That's one I actually thought about as well. One of the reasons I like the Ramondre Stevenson over 4.5 receptions is because I think the Patriots will be passing more in this game in general. That speaks to your thinking of under 80 rushing yards, as well as him being involved in the passing game. I haven't seen what the total prop is for receiving plus rushing yards, but I'd be curious to know. Will Devontae Parker score 10 points tonight? Not crazy about it. I think at best he's probably going to get you closer to 6 or 7, because I don't really see him as a touchdown guy. If he got in, I'd be really surprised, because it'd have to come on a deeper pass. Like, they just don't find him in the red zone like they should when they're down that end of the field. James Conner, above 50 rushing yards tonight. I want to check out his game log stats before I say anything. The Patriots have been a a really good defense against the run, but not recently. It's tough for me because when he's played good defenses, he hasn't had great games. Like he played the 49ers defense, only had 42 rushing yards. Played the Eagles defense, and they're not great against the run, 55. I'm not crazy about James Conner, if I'm honest with you. 116 for total yards for Stevenson. I'd probably take the under on that, honestly, because I see it kind of being 60, 65 rushing yards and 40 total receiving yards. So I'd play the under on that. I'm kind of, if I were to go, and I don't want to give this out as high recommendation because I'm kind of, maybe believing in it a little too much. I think this is going to be a big Hunter Henry game. I kind of lined up a number of bets along with him, over on his receptions, over on receiving yards, and an anytime touchdown. I have a decent feeling about that one just because the Cardinals are so bad against tight ends. But I'm not as big on Ramondre Stevenson on the run game tonight. Moving forward, which defense do I use? Okay, not the Vikings. The Vikings have been terrible, and I don't think they're going to get any better. The Titans, you just think about who they may play at the end of the year. So I'd rather be playing the AFC South right now than the NFC North. And the Cleveland Browns, that may be one you want to consider because they may face some bad defenses. I don't know who's in their schedule, but you want to drop the Vikings at this point. Who do I like for an anytime touchdown? Well, on slightly longer odds, I do like Kyler Murray. So let me just check out. I'm on the page right now, so let's see what I can get. So anytime touchdown scorer, I'd probably take Kyler Murray plus 190, DeAndre Hopkins plus 115, and Hunter Henry plus 260. Those are three plays that stand out to me. I'll even play along with you guys, and I'll do it. Just having some fun. Monday Night Football pregame show. Patriots now 2-point favorites over the Arizona Cardinals. We're just talking about some player prop bets. I'm taking a chance and I'm throwing out some player prop bets on anytime touchdowns. I just threw down some units. DeAndre Hopkins plus 115, Kyler Murray plus 190, and Hunter Henry plus 260. Figure I'd take a chance on that. Once we hit 4,000 likes, we'll do another poll. Appreciate all you guys joining us. Give us a follow at Fumble Sports, and of course, hit that like button. Once we hit 4,000 likes, we'll do another quick poll. Is Justin Fields better than Trevor Lawrence as a starter? If you're talking about in fantasy football, it really depends on the matchup. Fields is probably more consistent week in, week out. If we're just talking about two players from the same draft, I think we're seeing that they were the two best quarterbacks in that draft. Trevor Lawrence is more polished as a passer, but Justin Fields' just raw athleticism is just incredible. Given what I just said, I'd rather have the great passer because athleticism eventually wears down where great passers can play for 20 years. So I think Doug Peterson he's not the coach of the year, but he was the best hire. He was the best addition to a football team, maybe the best free agent addition of any kind, because you're seeing what Matt Patricia has turned Mac Jones into. If Trevor Lawrence had that kind of incompetence coaching him, think about the regression that he would have had. Trevor Lawrence is making strides forward because he has Doug Peterson, so that's a big one. Titans or Browns then for defense. I lean slightly towards the Browns, I think. I would just need to see who their matchups are. Definitely join us on our shows later this week. I can also hand out some waiver wire pickups for defenses as we go along. Who's going to get the first touchdown? I'm sorry, that is one I don't play. I hate playing that first touchdown player prop bet. That's just Vegas just being like, hey, do you want to donate money to us getting new slot machines? I just don't play that one at all. Over James Conner carries seems so free. Let me know in the chat what's the over-under on that. I'm curious what they set that at. Appreciate all you guys joining us. Once we get to 4,000 likes, we'll do another quick poll. I'm down 17 points in my fantasy league and have D-Hop left to play. Do you think he's going to win it for me? I don't, because I'm kind of on the fence. I think he could. because I think he could get the touchdown for you, but I'm kind of leaning towards him getting you 15 points, not 17. Arizona Cardinals plus 2.5. I even bought them up. I got them at plus 4. I like that play. I'm a little nervous for you because you're on that field goal line. But that said, I feel like it's going to be a tight game, so I do like that. Yeah, Jaron, I know you want a first touchdown scorer. It's usually one that I don't like to play. I think it's too risky just because so often those first touchdowns go to people who you wouldn't even think of. It goes to like a fullback or a backup tight end. I really like the anytime touchdown plays a lot more. That said, if you were just going to be safe, you would go with Ramondre Stevenson, or you could take right now, you're getting Kyler Murray at plus 1,100, given that I think there's going to be an anytime touchdown to DeAndre Hopkins or to Kyler Murray. I think you could probably play those and get it at decent money. All right, we hit 4,000 likes. You guys are just awesome. Okay, who do you think gets more passing yards tonight? Smiley face, Kyler Murray, crying face, Mac Jones. Who gets more passing yards tonight? Smiley face, Kyler Murray, crying face, Mac Jones. Quick poll for you. Who gets more passing yards tonight? Smiley face, Kyler Murray, crying face, Mac Jones. Who's going to get more passing yards tonight? Smiley face, Kyler Murray, crying face, Mac Jones. Doing a quick poll around this Monday Night Football game. Give us a follow at Fumble Sports. Quick poll. Smiley face, Kyler Murray, crying face, Mac Jones. Who gets more passing yards tonight? Give us a follow at Fumble Sports. Who's going to get more passing yards tonight? Smiley face, Kyler Murray, crying face, Mac Jones. More passing yards tonight. Just doing a quick poll. Every time we hit 1,000 likes, we will do a poll. Smiley face, Kyler Murray, starting to run away with it. Crying face, Mac Jones. Who gets more passing yards tonight? Does Fumble Sports sell merch? We do, actually, and we will be putting out merch in the coming weeks. So don't worry, you can actually absolutely become a part of Fumble Sports Nation. And Kyler Murray. So everyone thinks Kyler Murray is going to get more passing yards tonight than Mac Jones. Speaks to what people think of this this Bill Belichick defense right now. We would never have said that years ago. We would have thought that Kyler Murray would have gotten yards on the ground, but we would have thought he would be limited in the passing game. But just speaks to what we think of Bill Belichick in the secondary. Murray rushing and throwing props over. As for his rushing yards, my only concern about that is he has had a hamstring injury, and so you wonder if Cliff Kingsbury has said to him in private, hey, maybe don't run as much. Just take some incompletions. Don't try and risk things or slide before you need to necessarily, just because you don't want to risk an injury. So it's one of the reasons I'm not playing that prop bet. Need James Conner under 57.5 for 500. Oof. You're playing with some units, man. Rooting for you. I hope that Patriots defense plays out what it has earlier in the year. The last few weeks, they haven't been as good against the run, but I really feel that's more running backs getting yards on them than it is running backs. What's your take on who will win the MVP this year? Well, check out our video on it at Fumble Sports on TikTok, Instagram, and YouTube. I put out a video yesterday. I'll just give you a hint. They play in the NFC East. Kyler Murray over 35 rushing yards. Man, that is tempting because I feel like just the natural progression of this game, I could see him getting a rushing touchdown for 5-7 yards. I could see him getting a garbage time run for 10 yards. So that's already got me up to 15, 17. I'm halfway there. And then that's just about, okay, I'm getting rushed out of the pocket by Dietrich Wise. Patriots do a really bad job of kind of covering the edges and forcing mobile quarterbacks to stay within the pocket. So I might like that over rushing yards total. Here, before I say that, before I even go too crazy with it, I always like to check out game logs, and I also like to check out splits, home and away. You do learn a lot from that stuff. So Kyler Murray, 56, 60, 36, 30, 142 rushing yards in his last few games. I'm going to go over. I'm going to go over 35 rushing yards because if he was having 56 rushing yards, 60 rushing yards with hamstring issues, I would feel pretty good about that. Appreciate all you guys joining us in this Monday Night Football pregame show. If you guys want to do some more polls around this game tonight, hit that like button. Once we hit 5,000 likes, we'll do another quick poll. And of course, follow us at Fumble Sports on TikTok, Instagram, and YouTube. Yes, Ben, I do think Jalen Hurts is the MVP. I was trying to be coy about it a moment ago, but I think Jalen Hurts right now is my MVP as of week 14. I think, obviously, as you go each week, I don't like to have my opinions set in stone. New information, new opinion. But I think Jalen Hurts, best player on the best team. He's done everything right. And Patrick Mahomes did have a 3-interception game yesterday. So just right now, I'd give it to Jalen Hurts. Give us a follow at Fumble Sports and hit that like button. Over under 21.5 Arizona total points. I'm not crazy about it. Because I could see 2 touchdowns and 2 field goals. So I wouldn't play it. Appreciate all you guys joining us at Fumble Sports on TikTok, Instagram, and YouTube. We're a new sports content company. Check out our content. I put out rants, fantasy advice, gambling tips, all that. So if you want to know about what I think of Week 14 or get my assistance for NFL Week 15 fantasy plays, we are here for you. And of course, hit that like button. Once we hit 5,000 likes, we'll do another quick poll around tonight's game. You're down 25 going into tonight with Murray to play. Do you have a fighting chance? I'm not crazy about it. I think you're going to get closer to 20, 22 points tonight, but I'm definitely rooting for you. Thoughts on D-Hop tonight? So I feel like he's going to get around 15 points. I like his over total receiving yards, over 75.5 total receiving yards, and I could see him getting a touchdown. But that said, that puts him around 15, 16 points. So Kenneth Walker III going to be back next week. Even if he is, I think he's kind of hit the rookie wall late in the season. This is the time of year where you're coming from the college to the pro schedule and you have a whole month of football remaining. And so for that reason and more, I'm kind of fading him towards the rest of the year. Give us a follow at Fumble Sports on TikTok, Instagram, and YouTube. And of course, hit that like button. Once we hit 5,000 likes, we'll do another quick poll around this Monday Night Football game tonight. Also, just want to say, so appreciate you guys as a following. You guys are absolutely awesome. We hit 20,000 followers on TikTok earlier today. Just unbelievable the support we get from you guys. You guys are the absolute best. So appreciate everything that our audience means to us. Without sports fans, we wouldn't exist. So just appreciate all of you. Is Geno playable versus the Niners? Absolutely, I think he is. But I would want to see what the health status is of some of his players. Geno has played well, especially at home. That's why I say that. You just took Hunter Henry over. How do you feel about that? Well, actually, I'm kind of lining up all on Hunter Henry tonight. Before we do this poll, I'll just bring this up. I like Hunter Henry tonight. The Cardinals are the worst team in the NFL against tight ends. They're 32nd in fantasy against tight ends. So believing that Hunter Henry was a good play in fantasy, I decided to put some money on player props as well. So I took his over receiving yards. So I took it over 3.5 total receptions, over 30.5 receiving yards, and I did take an anytime touchdown as well. All right, let's do another quick poll tonight. Okay, I'll do this one. Who needs this win more? Smiley face Cliff Kingsbury, crying face Bill Belichick. Which head coach needs this win tonight more? Smiley face Cliff Kingsbury, crying face Bill Belichick. What do you guys think? Which head coach needs this win tonight more? Smiley face Cliff Kingsbury, crying face Bill Belichick. Which head coach needs a win tonight more? Smiley face Cliff Kingsbury, crying face Bill Belichick. Curious to know what you guys think. Please give us a follow at Fumble Sports on TikTok, Instagram, and YouTube, and definitely answer our poll question. Which head coach needs this win tonight more? Smiley face Cliff Kingsbury, crying face Bill Belichick. Who do you think needs the win more? Which head coach? Both are on a hot seat. They haven't felt like this before. Cliff Kingsbury or Bill Belichick. Smiley face Cliff Kingsbury, crying face Bill Belichick. Which head coach needs a win more? This Monday Night Football game, the Patriots are favored despite the Cardinals being at home. Which head coach needs the win more? Smiley face Cliff Kingsbury, crying face Bill Belichick. And you guys think it's Cliff Kingsbury. I agree with you. He doesn't have 6 Super Bowls. Yeah, Bill's job I don't think is on the line. I do think Bill's legacy is always on the line. And unfortunately, that's something we just do as sports fans. Like, it's not dictatorships. People can't shut you up by force. So if I think Bill Belichick sucks now without Tom Brady, there's nothing he can do except win to convince me otherwise. And right now, he simply can't win. And part of that's kind of out of Bill Belichick's control. The one thing I want to say in defense of Bill Belichick, he has had the greatest ride of all time with quarterbacks in the AFC East. He has played nothing but losers at quarterback. No offense to quarterbacks from the AFC and their families and everybody else, but now the AFC has Josh Allen, it has Tua Tagovailoa under good coaching, and, you know, at some point the Jets are just going to accidentally stumble into a good quarterback. So I think Bill Belichick has gotten an incredible run of good luck, and that finally ran out. So I don't necessarily put Bill Belichick's being a 500 head coach the last few years as a massive disappointment. If he had been like sub 500, if he had been really, really bad, that would be different. They went to the playoffs last year with a rookie quarterback. So, you know, Bill Belichick's like he's not the greatest thing ever right now, but he's also not like dog shit. It's just funny how Patriot fans kind of attack him so quick. I'm losing by 18, but you think I can be clutch with Stevenson? 18's high to put up. I really don't like that. I see him being closer to like 13, 15. We will see how Eagles versus Dallas goes in a couple of weeks. We will see who the pretend contend is. So for me, that's really about the health of the two teams. You feel like the Eagles are healthy right now while Dallas is getting some injuries at really important positions, especially in the secondary. But yeah, that game is going to define everything. The one thing I will mention, just to give Cowboy fans some hope, I feel like it's really hard to beat a team 3 times in a year. So if the Eagles beat the Cowboys twice in the regular season and they find each other playing again in the playoffs, I would like Dallas more than I normally would, because when you see a team twice and you lose to them twice, you usually learn enough tricks to beat them the 3rd time. Kyler Murray, more passing yards tonight. I think there are going to be a lot of passing yards between the 20s for him. I think in the red zone you can see him use his legs. What's my opinion on Brock Purdy? I think he's done a really good job just living within the system. It was funny for me watching him play against Tom Brady because it made me think of Tom Brady in his first year in the NFL, as a starting quarterback in 2001. He was on a great team that had an unbelievable defense, that had a good running game, that had talented wide receivers. Get the ball out, be efficient, don't make big mistakes, and let your defense win games. And let your head coaches dictate things. And what I like about Brock Purdy right now is I haven't heard about him. I don't know about who he's dating. I haven't heard about new endorsement deals. Just do your job. Just focus on being the head coach of the quarterback of the 49ers. Don't become a star until you win something. Right now, just be disciplined in your work ethic and you'll go far. Besides the Eagles and Niners, Dallas is the most well-rounded team at the moment. Are you saying in the NFC? I certainly feel that way because the Minnesota Vikings defense is atrocious. I mean, the Vikings defense is letting them down right now because Kirk Cousins isn't the problem. It's this defense can't stop a nosebleed. Yeah, if the Vikings had a decent defense, exactly. If the Vikings had a decent defense, they would be a team no one would want to play because their offense could score at any time in a number of ways. But right now, you don't feel like they can stop anybody, and that is concerning. I think the Chiefs' defense will always be better in the playoffs. I think Steve Spagnuolo is a defensive coordinator that is very predictable, but when the pressure is ratcheted up, his style of blitzing and attacking usually works well in the playoffs. So I always like the Chiefs' defense for that reason, but in January more so than now. Mike White healthy next week? Well, if he's healthy next week, like, the dude is made of iron. Like, that was just incredible, the hits that he took this past Sunday. The Bills absolutely shattered his ribcage, I felt. But I hope he's back. He's just been a great story, and I think the Jets need him. But What do the Jets really need? They need a quarterback. And if the Ravens are stupid and don't franchise tag Lamar Jackson, Jets, go make a stupid offer for him. Start J.K. Dobbins? Yes. I got Dobbins wrong, but in some ways. I said not to start him this week only because I don't like to start guys their first week back from injury. I want to see their production. I want to see what they look like back on the field. But he certainly made me eat my words a little bit just because he got off to such a good start, got that touchdown, and got some fantasy points for people. So I think he probably is a start next week. Do I think the Seahawks will make the playoffs? Yes, I do, but kind of by default. I think the game this upcoming Sunday night between the Commanders and Giants is going to dictate who gets that other wild card. The other one will be knocked out, and I think the Seahawks will get in kind of in that other spot. How do you fix the Carolina Panthers? Well, you're seeing they've got a lot of talent on defense. For me, it's offense. That you need to get a better offensive line, and you need to get another quarterback in there. So it starts... For me, it doesn't start with the quarterback. It actually starts with an offensive line. There are a lot of talented quarterbacks that come into the NFL. Look at Justin Fields. He could get run out of this league. Another one, look at Andrew Luck. All the time you get a talented quarterback. They draft him, but they don't put any offensive line around him until he's in his third year. By that time, you've already worn out, his ability to really make gains. You have him regress. So I feel like the offensive line is just as important. Okay, we are doing a Monday Night Football pregame show, so who do I like for tonight's game? I like the Patriots on the money line, but I do like the Cardinals to cover. I got them earlier in the week when it was when it was plus 2.5. I bought it up to plus 4. Right now, it's moved. The Patriots are now a 2-point favorite, so plus 3.5 is still a play worth making, I think. Not as crazy about it. I liked it more at 4. Waller and Goddard coming back, who do you like? Someone else said it in the chat, and I totally agree with it. Has to be Goddard for me, in part because I like the Eagles game right now more. They just attack you in so many ways that it opens up Dallas Goedert, and he is an important member of their offense. Even if they look good without him, he will be incorporated pretty quickly into what they're doing. Vikings will still win a playoff game, but defense will... Yeah, I could see that. Exactly. I think the Vikings will win the game that's in Minnesota, and then when they travel on the road, they're going to shit the bed. Once we hit 6,000 likes, we'll do another quick poll around this game. We're doing another 30 minutes or so before kickoff of the Monday Night Football game between the Arizona Cardinals and the New England Patriots. And of course, appreciate all of you guys supporting us. Give us a follow at Fumble Sports on TikTok, Instagram, and YouTube. And of course, hit that like button. Again, once we hit 6,000 likes, we will do another quick poll around this game. What do I think about the Giants? I think they were a great story early in the year. You saw how far good coaching could take a team with Brian Daboll. But to me, it's time to move on from Daniel Jones. Not right now. I mean at the end of the year. I think they need to find a new answer at quarterback. I know a lot of Giant fans weren't happy to hear me say that in a rant yesterday. But to me, I think it's important that this team builds towards the future around Brian Daboll. I think if you franchise tag Daniel Jones or you bring him back on a short, 3-year, 2-year deal, I think it's a waste of money. Seahawks play 49ers, Chiefs, and Nets. So I don't know about playoffs. What do you think about? So I think the Seahawks will make the playoffs, but again, kind of by default because I think the NFC East will kind of cannibalize, that fourth team getting in. Lions playoffs, I don't think so. I think they're giving a lot of fans in Detroit a great December to remember. That said, I don't think there's a team that is more well-positioned other than the Eagles for 2023 because with that draft pick you're getting from the LA Rams, you're going to be able to get another great defensive player. I would go get Will Anderson from Alabama and pair him at the linebacker kind of attacker position with Aiden Hutchinson. Or you got to address that secondary. But to me, it's a no-brainer. The Lions need to spend that draft pick on a defensive player because I think Jared Goff has proven he can be the quarterback for the Lions going through 2023. D-Hop or Hollywood Brown? I like D-Hop more tonight. Oh, the Jets, yeah. Well, to me, the Jets it depends where they're playing the Jets. Are they playing the Jets on the road or at home? Do you think McKinnon will continue to be productive? Well, he was better yesterday than I expected, but more because of he was involved in the passing game. I expected Pacheco to be the one to be involved more in the passing game, but that's a good sign if you're a fantasy owner of McKinnon, because it just tells you that how Andy Reid's kind of cutting up their responsibilities. Pacheco is going to be the primary running back, where McKinnon's going to be the primary receiving running back. Yo, Andrew, up 8, and you have Folk, but he has Kyler. Oof. You are going to be sweating this one, man. I hope Kyler doesn't get in the end zone in a rushing touchdown. I think that would be what kills you ultimately. McKinnon got you 35 points this week in fantasy. Exactly. The Broncos are a good defense against the pass, and so what did Mahomes do? He just kind of checked down to the one guy they weren't able to cover. It wasn't a wide receiver or a tight end. It was a running back, and McKinnon made some great plays. You could also see his speed in the open field. How many points will Stevenson get tonight? My thinking is like 14 or 15. Because I think he'll get maybe a little less than, because I think he'll get like 55 to 65 rushing yards. And then I could see him getting 30, 40 receiving yards. And then maybe a touchdown. So maybe you can get up to 17. Lions at the Jets. So I haven't looked at this game yet. We're going to do a pregame show tomorrow night. We do a pregame show. I shouldn't say that. We do an early NFL Week pregame show, or preview show, I should say. And we'll do a preview show for NFL Week 15 tomorrow night on TikTok Live at 8:30. We'll start a little earlier on YouTube. So check us out at Fumble Sports on TikTok, Instagram, and YouTube. But I'll definitely preview that game. I'm leaning a little bit towards the Lions right now. I obviously want to know what the status is of Mike White before I do anything. Rashad or D-Hop at the flex. Who's Rashad? You think Chargers were going to win? I thought the Chargers were going to cover, but no, I thought the Dolphins were going to win. So I was really impressed with what I saw from Justin Herbert. I know they talked about it on the broadcast, it seemed like endlessly. But what I was really impressed by was his ability to kind of step up in the pocket and make a lot of great throws when he was getting rushed from the sides and being able to make some of the throws we see Josh Allen make. Jets have about the same likeness to get the Super Bowl as the Texans. No, the Jets have a greater chance. Yeah, Keenan Allen is back. Mike Williams is back. That team is incredibly talented at the wide receiver position. So Chargers have a lot going for them if they can play defense like we saw last night. Yeah, Tua did not have a good night. He's had a rough back-to-back weeks, but I feel like that speaks more about the offensive line than it does about Tua long-term. Hollywood Brown and Connor combining for 20? Yeah, I could see that tonight. You need 10 points. Do I start the Patriots or Cardinals defense? Wow. I would start the Patriots defense. I'm not crazy about that, but I lean towards that just slightly, just because you're going to get some sacks with Judon, I would think. I have to expect Mac Jones is going to try and get the ball out. There's a greater chance Kyler Murray throws an interception, I think. Mac Jones has played well on the road. Kyler Murray's played well at home, so I lean slightly towards the Patriots defense, I think. Appreciate all you guys joining us for another half hour or so. Once we hit 6,000 likes, we'll do another quick poll, so make sure you hit that like button. And, of course, follow us at Fumble Sports on TikTok and on YouTube. Where do I rank Kenneth Walker? Wow, I don't know. He's probably between the 15th and 20th best running back. He's in that 15 to 20 range. Maybe a little bit better, maybe 12 to 15, but I think he still has a ways to go. How do I bet on football? You do a lot of research. You look at what the stats and the trends are. One of the websites I like going to, recommendation to all those who like to put some money on sports betting, is covers.com. Great website, highly recommend it, covers.com. Great place to get some of the gambling trends out there. And sometimes you learn a lot from those gambling trends, or what you see in game logs, kind of how is a player going week to week, how are coaches kind of using him in a system. So that's one of the ways that I try and get my information. What Patriots receivers do you think will do the best tonight? Well, I'm very big on Hunter Henry. I've been mentioning that throughout the show. The Cardinals are really bad against tight ends, so I think Hunter Henry has a good game. As for the wide receivers, without Jacoby Myers, I could see Nelson Aguilar getting 1 deep pass, Devontae Adams getting 3. I'd like to see them use Bourne more often, but they don't. Really disappointing. I don't know where his targets have gone. So, is it time to bench Mark Andrews? The answer is absolutely, because I don't trust the passing game of the Baltimore Ravens, and I haven't for weeks now. So I wish you had traded him a couple weeks ago, because it would have been a good time to do it. Appreciate all you guys joining us. Hit that like button. Once we get to 6,000, we'll do another quick poll. I agree. I think the biggest mistake that Josh McDaniels has made for the Las Vegas Raiders is he doesn't force the ball to Devontae Adams enough. If I was the head coach of the Las Vegas Raiders, Devontae Adams would be targeted a minimum of 10 to 12 times a game with at least 7 receptions, 8 receptions. When he has the ball in his hands, life is good. You know, there are certain stats that once you see them, you're like, why doesn't a coach just do this? Another one, when the Cowboys run the ball more than they pass the ball, they win. Period. Okay, Mike McCarthy, crazy notion. Just guarantee yourself you will run the ball more than you pass the ball. I bet you're going to win, because the stats say you're going to win. So this is one where I understand analytics aren't the friends of coaches, and I'm okay going against analytics sometimes. There are times where I think analytics doesn't account for context. But if there is like a heavy trend that tells you you're going to win a game if you just do this one thing, just fucking do it. Forgive my language. Is over 5 receptions for Ramondre Stevenson hitting? I'm glad you asked. That's one of our 2 favorite prop bets of the night. I like Ramondre Stevenson over 4.5 receptions. You're getting that at -160, -165. Just to give you some context around that play, Stevenson has 6, 9, and 6 receptions in his last 3 games. So I feel pretty confident that he's going to get those receptions. And in those same 3 games, he's been targeted 8, 10, and 6 times. So he'll be targeted, and hopefully he'll just be able to put his mitts on the ball. Who do I like tonight, Shane? I like the Patriots on the money line, but I like the Cardinals to cover. I would buy the 1.5. I got that when it was -2.5, so I got it at +4. That's +4 for the Cardinals and Patriots on the money line. Appreciate all you guys joining us. Once we hit 6,000 likes, we'll do another quick poll. Give us a follow at Fumble Sports on TikTok, Instagram, and YouTube. You guys are the absolute best. So appreciate the support you guys give us and the network. Okay, we just hit our 6,000 likes. Thanks, Hot Wheels, for those likes. Okay, doing another quick poll around tonight's game. Let's focus on the running backs. Which running back will get more rushing yards tonight? James Conner or Ramondre Stevenson? Which running back will get more rushing yards tonight? We will go with smiley face, Ramondre Stevenson, crying face, James Conner. Which running back will get more rushing yards tonight? Smiley face, Stevenson, crying face, James Conner. Let's put up this quick poll. Quick poll for you. Smiley face, Ramondre Stevenson, crying face, James Conner. Which running back will have more rushing yards tonight? Smiling face, Ramondre Stevenson, crying face, James Conner. Smiley face, Ramondre Stevenson, or crying face, James Conner. Which player will have more rushing yards tonight? Just doing a quick poll around tonight's game. Smiley face, Ramondre Stevenson, crying face, James Conner. Which running back will have more rushing yards tonight? More rushing yards, more rushing yards. James Conner or Stevenson? Stevenson, smiley face, Conner, crying face. Stevenson, smiley face, Conner, crying face. More rushing yards. Stevenson, smiling face, Conner, crying face, and Stevenson. That's what people think. If I answer your question in the chat, make sure you give us a like and give us a follow at Fumble Sports on TikTok, Instagram, and YouTube. How many Hopkins going to drop tonight? I only hope one or two. I like him on the receiving yards tonight. One of my favorite player prop bets. First touchdown scorer, Squid. I'm not usually big on betting that. I feel like that's a way Vegas really likes to take my money, and I like to keep my money in my pocket. That said, if I had to go in one direction, I may lean towards something obvious like a DeAndre Hopkins or Ramondre Stevenson. The guys I think are going to score a touchdown tonight are Stevenson, Hunter Henry for the Patriots, and DeAndre Hopkins, and I could see Kyler Murray getting a rushing touchdown in this game as well. Appreciate Butt Fumble Sports for the win. Definitely appreciate the support. Once we hit 7,000 likes, we'll do another quick poll. I know how much you guys enjoy that. Appreciate all you guys supporting us in the network at Butt Fumble Sports. Follow us at Butt Fumble Sports on TikTok, Instagram, and on YouTube. You guys are the absolute best. So appreciate the support you guys offer us. Is Kyler Murray healthy? I expect him to be. He's had opportunities to rest that hamstring. We do have merch expected to be coming in the next week or two, so definitely check us out, Butt Fumble Sports. Give us a follow at Butt Fumble Sports on TikTok, Instagram, and YouTube. And if I answer your question, make sure you hit that like button, and of course, give us a follow. We do have merch. Don't worry, it's coming. That's right, please. We're getting merch. You're excited, I know. Jacoby Myers is not playing tonight. He's dealing with concussion symptoms, so he is in concussion protocol. Appreciate all you guys joining us. Once we get to 7,000 likes, we'll do another quick poll. Have about 20 minutes before we're going to sign off and watch this game tonight. So appreciate all you guys joining us. Amazing support we get. The Butt Fumble Sports community. Amazing to say we have a community, but over 20,000 followers on TikTok. You guys are the absolute best. All the love you guys show us and the support you give us. Trey McBride over 2 receptions. It's not a play I'm thinking about. He's so off my radar. When it comes to those kinds of off-the-radar plays, there's not enough data for me to go off of. It's one of the reasons I don't do it. Appreciate all you guys joining us for this Monday Night Football pregame show. Right now, the Patriots are a 2-point favorite over the Arizona Cardinals, despite being on the road. Mac Jones has played well on the road this year. Kyler Murray has played it well at home. Should be a really interesting game. Both head coaches have a lot on the line, so definitely a game that has some drama to it. Do I think Stevenson and Brown are going to combine for 40? No, I don't. Do you think Stevenson will get 20 points in fantasy? No, I don't. Unfortunately, I think it's going to be under that. Sorry. If Aaron Rodgers decided to play another year, do you see it being on another team? I'm not quite there yet. Given how things have played out between the Packers and Rodgers over the last year plus 18 months, I just want to wait and pump the brakes before I make any statements about his future. I could absolutely see him coming back. I don't know what they have in Jordan Love yet, so I think they need to find out. They'll audition him over the coming weeks, and we're going to find out if they have something and if they're willing to move on. Debo is out. Trade for A.J. Brown or DK Metcalf and try to get both. Absolutely. I would want to get A.J. Brown. He's going to be playing in meaningful games. Not that I'm not about DK Metcalf. I think both are going to be involved in meaningful games. But right now you're just seeing Jalen Hurts as an MVP candidate. And Geno Smith has played the best football of his season earlier in the year, and he's starting to come down and regress a bit. Mac Jones, over 33 passing attempts. So that's an interesting one. In his last 4 games, he's had 36, 39, 27, and 30. It has been ratcheting up over the last couple of weeks. I could see it going over, so yeah, I would lean maybe towards the over on passing attempts. Is Cliff Kingsbury on the hot seat? His ass is red. I absolutely think he is. It's Cardinal red, if I'm trying to be really punny about it. But I'm concerned that the Cardinals are absolutely going to move on from him, and Sean Payton is lurking. If you're a Chargers head coach or a Cardinals head coach, Sean Payton is lurking. Joe Burrow is him, period. You're absolutely right about that, Jake. Joe Burrow is a killer. Joe Burrow is like the American James Bond. He is just a killer. Appreciate all you guys joining us. We hit 7,000 likes because you guys are the absolute best. So we'll do another poll. Let me think of a good one. All right, I'll do this one. Do the Patriots score No, I don't like that one. Okay, here's one for you. Is Matt Patricia on the New England Patriots coaching staff in 2023 in any role? Any role. Offense, defense, assistant coach. Is Matt Patricia a member of the Patriots coaching staff in 2023? Smiley face, yes. Crying face, no. Is Matt Patricia a member of the Patriots coaching staff in 2023? Smiley face, yes. Crying face, no. Would love to know what you think. Is Matt Patricia a member of the Patriots coaching staff in 2023? Smiley face, yes. Crying face, no. For all the Patriot fans out there, quick poll for you. Matt Patricia, will he be a member of the Patriots coaching staff in 2023? Smiley face, yes. Crying face, no. Matt Patricia, will he be a member of the Patriots head coaching staff in 2023? Yes or no? Smiley face, yes. Crying face, no. Just doing a quick poll. Every time we hit another 1,000 likes, we do like doing a quick poll and engaging with you guys. You guys are the best. Smiley face, Matt Patricia will be a member of the Patriots coaching staff next year. Crying face, he won't. Smiley face, yes. Crying face, no. And poll coming down to the wire. Sounds like no. See ya, Matt Patricia. Go back to being a rocket scientist. I don't think McDaniels will be, Blease. Unfortunately, I think McDaniels will be the head coach of the Las Vegas Raiders for all the Patriot fans who are hoping he comes back. Appreciate all you guys joining us as we do a Monday Night Football pregame show. The New England Patriots are favored against the Arizona Cardinals despite being on the road. Patriots 2-point favorites. Appreciate all you guys joining us at Fumble Sports. Thoughts on Brady next year? I hope he's in the Fox booth. I hope we're seeing the last year of Tom Brady. Am I doing prize picks? What's prize picks? Let us know what that is. Hit me up in the chat. You think the Patriots clean house this year at the end of the year? I don't think they're going to clean house because I think Robert Kraft understands business. And I think something he would do is he would want to have something in place so that he knew he was going to be collecting decent revenue next year. So I'm not necessarily in a place where he's in total teardown mode. But I think the Patriots, I think for Bill Belichick, his opportunity to ultimately surpass Don Shula isn't quite there yet. Appreciate all you guys joining us. Make sure you follow us at Fumble Sports on TikTok, Instagram, and YouTube. Who do I think wins tonight? I think the Patriots win, but I like the Cardinals to cover. I'm getting that at +4. After I buy 1.5, I should say. 5 FanDuel picks for tonight. I don't do FanDuel. Are you guys big on FanDuel or DraftKings? Let me know. Which one's better? I've been thinking about joining one for years. I use Bovada. This is not an endorsement for Bovada. If they want to give me money, they're more than welcome to. But I'm curious to know, what do you guys use? DraftKings, FanDuel? Is there something else out there? Do I see this being a high-scoring game tonight? I don't. I see this. I like the under, actually. I bought the 1.5. I got the under at 45 points. I see it being a 21-18 point game. I could see it, my only concern is I could see it being 24-21, but I like a 24-20, 23-20, so around that 43, 44 point area. So the fact I got it at 45, I feel decent about it. Barstool has a sports book now. It's crazy to think how far Barstool has gone. This was they used to just have foam parties on college campuses. After last night's game, you lost faith in the Dolphins. Well, I can understand why, but their offensive line is a bit of a mess with injuries, so there's still reason to believe they could have a bit of a run in the playoffs. My only concern about it is they're going to be going on the road and they're going to be playing in weather, and at some point I am worried about Tua playing in cold conditions. Where do you think Lamar goes next year? I don't think he's going anywhere. I think the Ravens are going to franchise tag him, so I think he'll be in Baltimore next year. Big night for James Conner to clinch the playoff spot in fantasy. I hope he does for you, Jake, but I'm not crazy about it. Appreciate all you guys joining us. Make sure you follow us at Fumble Sports on TikTok, Instagram, and YouTube. James Conner over 16 rushing attempts. Let me check that out before you said over 16 rushing attempts? In his 2 of his last 3 weeks, he's got 21 and 25. The other week he had 14, and that was against a good run defense of the 49ers. I could see him getting over 16 rushing attempts. I could see that. I could see it being like 18, 19. Up 30 points right now, and he only has D-Hop. Just want to rub it in on my boy. There you go, Jake. Love the trash talk in a Butt Fumble Sports chat. Appreciate all you guys joining us. We're just going up for another 10 minutes of this pregame show for Monday Night Football between the Arizona Cardinals hosting the New England Patriots. The Patriots are favored by 2 points. The over-under set at 43.5 points. A lot of opportunities to get some good bets in this one. Final score of the game, I said a moment ago, I like 24-20 or 23-20, so I'm kind of living in that range. Oh, you picked up McKinnon off the waiver wire, per my advice. Well, I certainly appreciate it. Butt Fumble Sports, we're putting out content all the time on TikTok, Instagram, YouTube, and Twitter, so check us out at Butt Fumble Sports on all those platforms. And that said, we put out fantasy content, gambling content, everything you need. We're here for the fan. Jones and Murray, 1 passing touchdown each tonight. Yeah, I think so. I think the only risk you have there is Jones, but I like him getting a touchdown to Hunter Henry. Appreciate all you guys joining us at Butt Fumble Sports on TikTok, Instagram, and YouTube. Make sure you throw a like down there. Once we hit 8,000 likes, we'll do another chat in the space. Or we'll do another poll, rather. Jake, I hope you're cashing in that money, man. Appreciate all you guys joining us, and definitely hit us up with a follow at Butt Fumble Sports on TikTok, Instagram, and YouTube. Once we hit 8,000 likes, we'll do another quick poll. So if you want to do another quick poll before we end the chat in about 8 minutes, make sure you hit that like button as many times as you can. At Butt Fumble Sports on TikTok, Instagram, and YouTube. Just talking about this game tonight. Also talking about the week coming up. If you've got questions about NFL Week 15, whether it's gambling or fantasy, we'll be doing a pregame show. Or I should stop saying a pregame show. A preview show tomorrow night. So if you want to talk about NFL Week 15, definitely give you the opportunity to do that. If you want to do another quick poll in the final few minutes that we have before we sign off, hit that like button. At 8,000 likes, we'll do another poll answering something about tonight's game. So hit that like button. And of course, follow us at Butt Fumble Sports on TikTok, Instagram, and YouTube. And if I may say, just so appreciate the support we get from everyone. We hit over 20,000 TikTok followers earlier today. We've only been a company for 3 months. So the idea that we've gotten that kind of support over such a short period of time and how loyal you guys are, I see it every time I come on TikTok Live. I see it in how you guys engage in our rants. And feel free to both trash my opinion and support us when we get things right. So I so appreciate the fan base that we have. Unbelievable to think we just started this company with the kickoff of the NFL season, and already we have over 20,000 followers. Just unbelievable support. So appreciate you guys. So thank you so much. We are so grateful to be a company putting out sports content, gambling, fantasy, rants. We just love talking sports, and we hope you do too. Appreciate all you guys joining us. Once we hit 8,000 likes, we'll do another quick poll for this game. Having a lot of fun tonight, and please, so appreciate you. All the support we get from those inside the company, outside the company. Everyone is just, this is a great experience. I hope for all of you, you enjoy the content we put out. Hit 8,000 likes, so we'll do another quick poll. Which team wins the turnover battle tonight? Which team wins the turnover battle tonight? I'll do the away team as the smiley face. So Patriots as the smiley face, Cardinals as the crying face. Which team wins the turnover battle tonight? Smiley face Patriots, crying face Cardinals. Which team wins the turnover battle tonight? Which team wins the turnover battle? Smiley face Patriots, crying face Cardinals. Which team do you think wins the turnover battle? Smiley face Patriots, crying face Cardinals. Which team do you think is going to win the turnover battle of Monday Night Football? Smiley face Patriots, crying face Cardinals. Which team do you think will win the turnover battle tonight? I don't think there are going to be any defensive touchdown or special teams touchdowns in this game, Blease. One of the reasons I was kind of avoiding talking about it, not something I think is going to happen. But which team do you think wins the turnover battle tonight? Smiley face Patriots, crying face Cardinals. Which team do you think wins the turnover battle tonight? Love to hear from you. Only have a few minutes left doing a quick poll. Which team wins the turnover battle? Smiling face Patriots, crying face Cardinals. And you guys think it's going to be the Patriots. I tend to agree with you. I could see a couple turnovers from Kyler Murray, either in an interception or in a strip sack fumble. I think a better chance that Mac Jones actually doesn't have an interception in this game. Is there a chance Marquise Brown scores 25 points? I don't think so. Appreciate all of you guys joining us. This has been an unbelievable space. You guys have been the absolute best. Hot Wheels, so appreciate the love. Unbelievable support we get from all of our fans, all of our followers. We just love sports fans. We love talking sports. We're not about taking one bite of pizza. We're not about talking to porn stars. We just love talking sports, and so that's what we just did for the last hour and a half, and thanks to all of you. We had a lot of fun doing it. My picks for the night, the Butt Fumble Sports picks for tonight's game is Patriots on the money line, the Cardinals to cover after buying 1.5, and my two favorite player prop bets of the night. The first one for the Arizona Cardinals, I like DeAndre Hopkins over 75.5 total receiving yards. I'm getting that at minus 115. That's DeAndre Hopkins over 75.5 total receiving yards. The other player prop bet that I really like tonight is Ramondre Stevenson of the New England Patriots over 4.5 receptions. I'm getting that at minus 165. That's Ramondre Stevenson over 4.5 receptions. I'm getting that at minus 165. And again, to the question I just got, do I like Hunter Henry tonight? I really do. While I'm not necessarily recommending this for others, I'm putting a collection of bets on Hunter Henry tonight over total receptions at 3.5, over total receiving yards at 30.5, and an anytime touchdown. So I'm playing a little bit on Hunter Henry. Think he could have a big game. Can the Patriots put up more than 24 points? I don't think so. I think the final score for this one will be 23-20, and that would cover me on all my plays. Appreciate all of you guys joining us, supporting us, all the love we get for putting out our content. Make sure you check out our content at Butt Fumble Sports on TikTok, Instagram, and YouTube. And tomorrow night, join us for our NFL Week 15 preview show. We go through every game of the NFL week. We answer fantasy questions, gambling questions, start to look at player prop bets that we want to preview. So make sure you join us tomorrow night. That's Tuesday night. We'll probably be on at 8:30 Eastern time. We'll probably go for another hour and a half just like tonight. So make sure you join us tomorrow night, 8:30 Eastern time on TikTok Live and on YouTube. And yes, as for tonight's game, the Butt Fumble Sports pick for this one is the Patriots on the money line, the Cardinals to cover after you buy 1.5, either at plus 3.5 or plus 4. And I do like a couple of player prop bets that you can check out on our Twitter account at SportsFumble on Twitter, at Butt Fumble Sports on TikTok, Instagram, and YouTube. So appreciate all of you guys joining us, following us, and the support that we get. You guys are the absolute best. Make sure you join us tomorrow night. That's Tuesday, 8:30 p.m. Eastern Time on TikTok Live at Butt Fumble Sports. Enjoy tonight's game. Hope all your tickets cash, and good luck in fantasy. See you tomorrow night. Of all the disappointing teams of NFL Week 14, for me, the number one is the Seattle Seahawks. You were at home in a game you needed to win against a team that's not going to make the playoffs despite how the NFC South looks. And you just don't have a run defense. Geno Smith had too many turnovers, and the Seahawks are showing, kind of like the New York Giants, that while they may get into the playoffs, they're really not good enough to be a playoff caliber team. That said, the Seattle Seahawks were a darling of the first half of the year, but again, they're starting to fall into the trap of disappointing week after week. They lost to a Panthers team they should have beaten. No run defense. Again, why can't you stop the run? It's keeping the Seahawks from actually being a contending team, at least for the second round of the playoffs. The Tampa Bay Buccaneers have plenty of problems, including Todd Bowles and his defense getting torn apart by Brock Purdy and the 49ers. But that said, over the last few weeks, the issue that's really stood out to me as kind of a microcosm of how the team is playing and where its issues are Tom Brady and Mike Evans just not being on the same page. I go back, more than a month ago to the game against Carolina where Mike Evans had the drop, but there have been times Evans been open and Brady hasn't found him, drop passes, missed connections. That used to be one of the best quarterback-wide receiver combinations in the NFL over the past few weeks, and the fact that the Bucs are having trouble between those two players just speaks to how many issues they have right now on offense. Their defense is one thing, but Brady was supposed to be the saving grace. He was last week, but we're seeing it again against the 49ers. The Bucs have problems. They're going to be out after one round of the playoffs. For the San Francisco 49ers in Week 14, there was the very good and the very bad. We'll start with the very good. Brock Purdy looked sensational. He made everyone forgetting about Jimmy G or Trey Lance. He did exactly what he needed to do. Found his playmakers, made accurate throws, lived within the system, and actually played a lot better than that. Just an outstanding day from the rookie quarterback. Okay, now to the bad. Deebo Samuel getting hurt is just a devastating injury. I don't know how the 49ers recover, really. They can actually lose Jimmy G and keep on plugging away, but Deebo Samuel means so much to this offense. It puts a lot more pressure on Christian McCaffrey. How long can he stay healthy given all that extra production or work? So for the 49ers, really big win, impressive win for the rookie, but you have to come away feeling like they're a worse team today than they were on Saturday. If you're a New York Jets fan, you have to be asking yourself after a Week 14 loss against the Buffalo Bills, if you could keep your quarterback healthy or if you had the right quarterback under center, how far could this team really go? Mike White gave a valiant effort but just got beat up because the offensive line didn't protect some blitzes against some linebackers of the Bills. But he gave a valiant effort and was competitive in this game despite what the score shows. And if you're a Jets fan, you have been one quarterback away from contending in the past with Rex Ryan, and you have to feel like you're right there again. When will this Jets team get a quarterback, keep him healthy, and keep him in a position to ultimately lead this team to playoff success? Unfortunately, this was a devastating loss for the Jets, given how well they played on defense. They're still in the AFC playoff picture, but they missed an opportunity in Week 14. If you're a New York Jets fan, you have to be asking. It feels like the Tennessee Titans have had 3 different seasons in 2022. The early part of the season where they played so poorly and got off to a bad start. Then the middle where they were red hot for 4 to 6, 7 weeks. And now the last few weeks where they've just played poorly and haven't even been competitive in games where they really should be. What was so disappointing in Week 14 against the Jaguars wasn't just how their defense played. That was obviously really disappointing, but kind of on trend for who they are right now. It's the fact that they squandered such a great performance from Derrick Henry. Historically, when Henry has such a good game, the Titans get an easy win. The fact that they're squandering his yardage and his production is a bad sign, not just for this year, but what they're going to do with the remaining years that he has left on his contract. The Tennessee Titans are going in the wrong direction at the wrong time of year with the playoffs just around the corner. While Zach Wilson has been benched, Trey Lance has been injured, Justin Fields has excelled, and Mac Jones has gone up and down under the leadership of Matt Patricia and Bill Belichick, Trevor Lawrence was the quarterback that came into last year's draft with high expectations, people putting him in the same conversation as Peyton Manning or Andrew Luck as the most polished and NFL-ready quarterback to enter the draft. Well, it's taken a while, maybe due to Urban Meyer or maybe because of Trevor Lawrence, but finally Trevor Lawrence has found his guy. Doug Peterson is bringing this young quarterback along, and we're seeing the past few weeks Trevor Lawrence start to make the throws that we saw in college that had us all excited. This Jaguars roster is going to be better next year, and Trevor Lawrence, if he continues on this trajectory, will turn into the quarterback we thought he would be. Maybe not a Manning or a Luck, but certainly a Pro Bowl caliber quarterback. Patrick Mahomes, Josh Allen, and Joe Burrow are having spectacular seasons as well as had great Week 14s, but Week 14 was also the week in which my opinion about the MVP changed. Jalen Hurts right now should be the MVP. What he's doing on the